Hello, so today we're going to be starting or replaying Silent Hill 1 on the PS1. I did originally play this years ago. Around the same time I played Gun Survivor and Resident Evil 3. It was one of the first games I fully played through for the channel. But I feel as though my quality has improved a lot since then. So it might be a good idea just to replay it. So I've got a decent LP for the channel. So this is basically the attract mode for Silent Hill 1. This shows off some of the CGI scenes for the game. I think there's a few that aren't actually in the game. I think it might act as a prologue for the main game as well, I'm not too sure. I love that weird expression Dahlia Gillespie always has. It's like her teeth are trying to get out of her mouth or something. And like her tongue has realised and it's pushing against the teeth for some reason to try and stop them escaping her mouth. I'm just trying to say she's got a weird mouth. Yeah, I think this is the prologue bit. I don't know, maybe this is in the game as well when you start it. Not sure. There's Alessa. Or Alyssa. Oh no, it's Alessa, isn't it? Sorry. So yeah, I don't think that's in the game. I think that's just in this sequence. And I don't think this is either. Because the only scenes you get with Lisa in the game, or this actually, I think the only scenes you get with Lisa in the game are the ones where she's speaking to Harry. I think they're all in the Nightmare world, I think. Could be wrong. Cheryl. There's Sybil's bike. So yeah, I don't think these two sequences are in the game. Like we see, that's the house where Alessa grew up. And we do see that in-game, but we see it from the inside and in the in-game engine. Not in a cutscene, as far as I remember. Looks a lot like the house from Psycho for some bizarre reason. Not sure why. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, let's get into it. I'll just play on normal. Which is what all the kids are doing now. Okay, yeah, so he just starts here. So yeah, I guess that was the prologue. And we just start after the crash. What is with that walking? It's like he's trying to do a dance, or like there's something in his pants. I don't know what that's about. Cheryl, where are you? This place is like a ghost town. What's wrong with his eye? So yeah, we can't do much at this point. I think we can go back and look at the car. I think it's this way. There we go, yeah. To be fair, it doesn't look too bashed up. It's like the windscreen is smashed, but like the engine block is fine. The wheels are all on. Like, why is the back window smashed? That's a bit weird. I guess they weren't sure how to display damage, apart from having the windows cracked. But yeah, there's not much we can do in here. We just have to trigger the cutscene with Cheryl, and then chase after her, and then wake up from the nightmare, and then we can get into the game. Footsteps. Oh my god. Cheryl? Is that you, Cheryl? CGI in this game does look really good for a year ago. It's always worth saying.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
So after playing Resident Evil 1,
Where are you going?
I gotta say that the dialogue in this doesn't feel as stilted
Stop.
as it used to. Like, the dialogue and the acting in this is a bit stilted, but then like is like leaps and bounds above the first Resident Evil game. I guess it's on par with Resident Evil 2 to a degree. Was this before or after Resident Evil 2? I find it a bit weird that he gets in a car crash and like as soon as he wakes up he just dashes out of the car to find his daughter. Like I get why, because it's his daughter. Oh dear. But at the same time, can we go back? Oh, okay, no. Apparently not. I get that it's his daughter after all, and he needs to chase after her, but like he doesn't even give himself like 5 or 10 minutes to get his wits back about him. He just chases after her. And I know it wasn't like a hard crash, but at the same time he has been in a car crash. Oh, okay. Just going to check back here. And we're in the nightmare world now, aren't we? Gotta say, I do like the aesthetic of this game compared to like, well, I mean, it's a similar aesthetic for 2 and 3, isn't it? We'll ignore the later Silent Hill games. Oh dear, creepy wheelchair. But like, I think 1, like when you think of the Resident Evil games, they all have a, like the early ones at least, like 1, 2, 3 Code Veronica, they all have a similar aesthetic to them. Like the better graphics on, say, the Dreamcast. PS2, I was trying to think of what other console the Code Veronica was on. It's PS2, isn't it? The better graphics of those platforms meant that, like, compared to 1, 2 and 3, Code Veronica is prettier, but the aesthetic always feels the same. Whereas at least for me, the aesthetic of Silent Hill 1 to 2 to 3, or 1 versus 2 and 3, is ever so slightly different. I think they both have an emphasis on practical horror, but they almost feel like different types of horror movies, if that makes sense. Like,
What is this?
ooh dear.
What's going on here?
Like Silent Hill, oh god. Like Silent Hill 1 feels much more like a, say, an 80s slasher. Whereas 2 and 3 are more organic and sloshy and goopy. Like the enemies are much less identifiable, intentionally so, because it's like it's all about psychology, isn't it? And they're just supposed to reflect the characters' aspects of the character's identity and psychology, whereas the enemies in this are monsters. I'll let the cutscene play out and just to talk about it some more. Okay, so they don't say anything in the cutscene. Okay.
Was I dreaming?
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm alright, I guess.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here.
Okay, so they were on
I don't know what
vacation.
I'd like to find out myself. Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month. Short, black hair. My daughter.
Name's Gary.
Sorry.
She answers to Gary.
This town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre is going on.
Yeah, you're telling me.
That's all
Christ.
I know. What's your name?
God damn, look at her face. What is going on there?
Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over. The phones are all dead, and the radio too. I'm going back to call in some reinforcements. Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous.
Damn.
out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
It is really weird that she just rang off, like his daughter rang off after a car crash.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it.
So I hope she has more than one gun, because it is really weird that she gives him
Before you pull the trigger, know who
his
you're
gun,
shooting,
her gun, sorry.
and don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah, thanks.
You'd do best to stay nearby. I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
Good luck. But yeah, I'll probably talk about it some more later, but like, one has a very different, Silent Hill 1 has a very different feel to it compared to 2 and 3. 1 feels a lot more like a slasher film in terms of its aesthetic, in the way the monsters look and the gore and the viscera, whereas 2 and 3, I guess they feel more like, say, The Thing, or say The Blob. There's a more amorphous, organic look to the monsters. Oh, free map.